A lot of thought and effort went into that. Now we're at our public comment period. Is there anyone who wishes to make a public comment? Would you please come to the microphone? It would be nice if you would at least say your first name or your full name, whatever. And is there anybody else who wishes to speak? Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Miss Queen. How are you? We appreciate all the presenters and some of the people that do some wonderful things for the homeless people. I know for a fact that Unity Health Clinic, I go there myself, they do they're a hard-working, wonderful group of doctors and people. But I know that some of the doctors myself. And then we appreciate all of the entities that work for the homeless. Now, however, this is not on a negative note. Okay, we want to remain positive. But one of the main things is that for people coming in, they might not have a clue of what's actually going on in the community. I have lived in for a time at CCNV, knows exactly what's going on there. Okay, and I might be just a little bit disappointed with people who say they partner with CCNV, just a little bit. And I'm sure that they mean well. Let me just start with this, and Eric knows some of the things I'm talking about. One of the things I wanted to say just quickly is that I hope that more people get to participate in the survey, because I feel like a large number of people were not reached. Okay. The second thing is that I just want to ask you, with New Hope Ministries, did they have a different name at first? Okay. Right. So some of the issues that, and then this is not on a negative note, we want to keep it on a positive note, but then we have to stay realistic, at least in my view, with some of the viewpoints I have. Some of the things that CCNV said that they provide, they do provide the dinner meal, a space for storage. I don't know about that. They might have a locker. And this is, like I said, this is not negative. We need to let you all know what actually, from a standpoint, from somebody who has been in the shelter and knows exactly what's going on. I know for a fact that there are no case management services at all. There are no case management services. So we just want to put that out there. It's not going to do any good for you to come up here and say you do case management if you do not. Okay, so that people in the shelter, they may need case management service, and you might want them to have case management, but there are no case management whatsoever. Okay, so I'm going to back that out. I know that Mr. Rico Harris has at least one ally that he's brought with him. We don't dislike Mr. Harris. But one of the issues that I have that's a strong issue is with security at CCNV. The people that run the floors, these people have, or we have a mixture. If you have a substance abuse problem, okay, you should not be running the floor. You should not be on security. I should not walk by the bus stop and see you smoking crack one day, and then the next day you're on security, or you're running the floor. These people know what I'm talking about. Okay, we don't want to see that. If you have a substance abuse problem, we want to see evidence that you have gone through treatment. If you have mental health issues, we want to know that you are getting treated. Okay? Or whatever issues you have. The people there that's in the penal system. Okay, we want to see that you're being rehabilitated. You can't just throw people in the penal system in, okay, that's right, in the penal system who need behavioral help, and have them run CCNV. Now, I don't want to make this too long. The Department of Administrative Hearings are plagued with complaints with CCNV constantly, every day, of abuse. And they also did not allow the Department of Human Services to come in and take a survey of their bed space. Isn't that correct? That's correct. And the reason that they didn't is because CCNV hoards a huge amount of beds. They might give one person a whole cube. They have people that have lived there for 7, 8, 9 years. That's not what CCNV is for. It's not a personal condo. It's not a place for your friends. Okay, it's not that. It's a place to call home, but not for 10 years. No. And you cannot, favor your friends that way. So, in essence, let me wrap this up. I need to say that there is no federal or district, any agencies that are not, don't have, that don't need to comply with something. CCNV cannot be the only entity that does not have to comply with anything. So anybody that's talking about statistics, that we do this and we do that, we need to see that. Because, and I'm not being negative. Jobs have priority. I know that you're here too. We would like to see your statistic as well, because I've been there. I haven't seen that many people get jobs. Okay, so if you have some statistics like what you said, it seemed very different than what I've seen. And we'd like to see them. Okay? So I'm not going to take too much time, but we need some evidence, because it seems as if a lot of the task force really doesn't have a clue of what's going on. And if we are to have another building built, it needs to be run by a group of professionals. Okay, because I think the social, what Ms. Lightfoot was talking about, that's good, if you have people coming in. But what I'm saying, mental health, substance abuse, those are, valleys and mountains that you can go up and down, up and down. So someone that's just trying to run something that might still be going through something. Yes, you can lead somebody, but I would say it needs to be run by professionals who don't have that risk. Okay, so it needs to be run by professionals. Okay, so it's not anything negative. It's not anything negative, but we just want to tell you the truth about what's going on. And some of the people that I spoke to outside, I'm getting ready to finish. I asked them, why don't you come in and tell the people that, no, they're afraid they're going to lose their bed. They're afraid they're going to lose their bed, because that's the type of thing that happens at CCNV. Okay, well, you all need to speak up. Don't let me be the only one. And like I say, don't let me be the I tried it, but nobody wants to speak up. So I've done it for you. So also, I understand you are a different person that runs. Right, and so you used to know what used to happen. A lot of people know me, they might not like me, and I need to work on some things myself too, with my presentation, my attitude, and things like that. But I'm a person for justice. And the people there before you, I had to fight. They would give it the situation to the security to turn people away from your shelter and tell people they didn't have beds. But I'm sure the Central there, that's not happening. Oh, that's not true? Oh, okay, come on, I don't know.
But I do want to define the difference when you were speaking of CCNV. It is not all the providers in there, because emergency shelters do not claim to have social services, even though we have a part-time.
I heard you. I was listening.
So I just think that they need to know, because there's people that are joining in.
No, they're joining in.
No, I'm talking about people that stay with us.
Oh, really?
Understanding of what you're talking about.
Oh.
We are emergency shelters. We are not required.
Right, they're not required to do that. No, but what I'm saying is, Miss, you can be, you can lead them, because Unity Health, I see their case managers. They have wonderful case managers. So, no, you're not. But let me say this in close. I said I was going to close. I'm going to close out. In that, the real thing is I want to say is that the Department of Human Services, if these people are getting funding, I don't care where it's from, if it's $1, they're going to need to be monitored. To monitor the bed space. As long as you're getting money from general services, people are keeping your lights on, giving you heat, you don't turn them away and tell them you can't see how many beds we have. Because that's a flag for me. And I already know they hoard bunches of beds for their friends. So anybody that's getting any funding, if they want to come into your facility and count the beds, let them in. Okay. Okay, thank you. Eric, you want to say something else? Please.
Wait a minute.
I didn't plan to come today.
Eric, you're not in the public comment. This the next person, because he's the chairman and he's a member of the task force.
Eric, if things I'm saying, are they true or not? Okay, so you say yes.
What did he say? Did you say yes or no?
I'll just put it like this. The case management is pro forma. I'll leave it at that.
I heard Jeff about your
Well, you want to do a pro forma means, right?
Nothing.
Why would you discuss? You've been saying
Yeah.
whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
So let-
I don't think I'm any more time. I mean, I can take more time if I want to.
He doesn't want to lose his bed.
No, that's not bad. I'm going to share the time, that's all. Yeah.
So, okay, started.
How many people want to make a comment? Because one of the things, just one second, I know you do and we're going to hear you, but one of the things that we have to be mindful of is that there's a need for this space at 5:30, it's now 4:30. I'm glad, by the way, when we started at 2, because that's given us more time and we're not rushing into anything. We have some time left. People don't feel too constrained, but there is going to, Julia Lightfoot or Henry Pierce, how much time do you need to set up the room?
Definitely before 5.
Okay, so let's say we're going to stop here, if not earlier, we're going to stop before 5 o'clock. Okay, but I do want to hear anyone who wants to make a public comment. What? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Jim. Thank you for recognizing President Obama.